podcast, I have a very, very special guest in the building. I have Claudia Rodriguez. Now, Claudia Rodriguez is a world traveler. She's traveled all around the globe, founder of Soul Academy. She's free spirited, someone who's always used her imagination to create reality. And it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Also, seeing you within Toastmasters and getting that keynote speaking out is also inspiring, because we have quite a lot of people in this crowd who are aspiring to be speakers, because speaking is so powerful. You can be one to many.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm truly honored and excited to do this interview with you and hopefully, like you said, inspire others.
Awesome, awesome. So can you talk to us a little bit about yourself? So obviously you've lived in Mexico, Paris, Dubai, Australia, Qatar, every single where. Like, let's go back to the start, from Mexico, and then how did you get to where you are, or a little bit through your travels?
Sure. Well, the truth is that living in Mexico, Paris, Dubai, and Australia, now in Qatar, has given me an incredible mosaic of cultures that have deeply shaped my identity. Each country has added like a new lens in how I see the world. The global exposure have really taught me about empathy and the ability to connect with people from all around the world. It has allowed me to see humanity beyond our differences, and that's what it makes me home wherever I go.
Wow, powerful. So like, let's go to Mexico. What was life growing up in Mexico?
Life living in Mexico was wonderful. To be honest, I had a lovely childhood. I remember being very close to my parents, like very big Latin family, always like dinners and birthdays, things going on. I'm very lucky. I had an incredibly good support system, very good family values, and that's something that I bring everywhere I go.
Wow. And so when did you now move out of Mexico? Like, what was your progression?
Sure. Well, I left Mexico when I was 19 years old. I left to Australia. Actually, I lived in Sydney for 6 years.
Wow. So
Um,
from
be-
Mexico straight to Australia. Wow. Okay.
yes, like completely to the other side of the world. And I don't know, I guess I really wanted to be more independent and I saw the opportunity to study abroad. So I took it. I went to university in Australia and I fell in love with the country, to be honest. I originally thought maybe I'll go for like 6 months to see how it is, and I end up staying 6 years. I love Australia. It's one of my favorite places in the world.
And that's what usually happens. Usually people, they come in and then they just end up staying.
Absolutely. It was funny to me to hear that my story is actually very similar to most people. They go there, they just love it, and they cannot leave. And then you always find your ways, right? Like when you really are passionate about something, like I was to stay there. Then I applied to university. When they accept me, I literally came back to Mexico just to pack everything and then go back.
And then go back. Okay, so like, talk to us about that 19-year-old girl. You've gone from Mexico to Australia. It's a new place, a new culture. What was in your mind back then? What did you, even from a young age, what did you always aspire to be?
To be honest, coming from a very big city like Mexico City, is 28 million people in one city. Last time I checked, and it's just incredibly crowded and full of life, which I love. But to be honest, my heart was longing something more peaceful, which I really found in Australia. Like the idea of living in the beach and then going working to the city, for me it was having the best of both worlds, and I absolutely adore it. The transition was not easy, it's true, but Australia always was so welcoming to me. Like I never had any complaint. Everyone I met there was just so incredibly sweet to me. I met some really incredible people. I was really happy in my university, and yeah, that's how everything started.
Wow. Okay. And what was a career that was like speaking to you? Did you have thoughts on what career you wanted to go to take?
Absolutely. My background is in business and finance, and that have swifted over the years. I did some human resources as well, and that's what it took me to Dubai originally. I moved from Australia to Dubai for work. I was recruited for Emirates in order to do recruitment as well, and that was another very big change. I mean, from the beach life to the skyscrapers in Dubai, it really opened my mind in terms of like Dubai is a place that, I mean, people are so incredibly ambitious and visionary there that even you want it or not, this rubs on you. And then eventually the conversations are always just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just amazing.
So, wow, like let's talk a little bit about Emirates. I really want to a bit intrigued there. What was that experience like? Because what I like about Emirates, they're a big brand. They understand customer service, and quite an honorable, brand in what they're doing. So, what was that experience like? What was any of the things that you learned from there as well?
To be honest, I love my job in Emirates because what I was doing basically was recruiting girls that they wanted to work for the airline. So I was traveling the world doing interviews to thousands and thousands of girls that want to join the company in, to be honest, a very good salary package with accommodation provided in Dubai and with the opportunity to see the world. It's like getting a golden ticket. We usually call it that way. If you get a call, it's like a golden call, like it's going to change your life forever. And honestly, this is what happened to me. This is what Emirates, when recruited me, did for me. It really opened my world, opened my vision, allowed me to see the most beautiful places in the world. And I was very excited to be able to give that to some girls as well. Girls that sometimes they come from like small villages. They haven't even seen a plane, well, been in a plane. Then they all of a sudden they're in Dubai, and it's just really life changing. It's amazing.
So you were recruiting from all over the world.
All over the world, we will go to their cities, and then we will do what it calls like kind of like an open cold casting, to put it one way. And you just need your resume, and we can just have a quick discussion and pass you to the next round. And basically I will write recommendation for girls that I think they're suitable, that they're polished, that they are well mannered, things that as an airline you're obviously looking for. And what is beautiful to see is just that, all these beautiful girls and boys, of course, but I didn't recruit the male, just the women. Beautiful, beautiful girls, full of life, full of energy, hungry for the world. And it was just beautiful.
Awesome, awesome. That's really exciting to hear. I had someone, my auntie actually, she worked for Emirates, so that was really powerful just hearing her point of view and going through the recruitment process and getting it and working there. So you come from a finance background, you got yourself into recruitment. Like, okay, so what's in Claudia's mind now? How long were you in Emirates? And then what was the next journey from there?
Absolutely. I guess it was a big shift for sure, but it was just very interesting to me to see how, even though my background was in business and finance and they knew it, they decided to give me a job in recruitment. So I think it's funny because the way they explain it to me is like when they can recognize something in you. And when they recognize it, they believe you can recognize it in others as well. And I think that's what happened to me. They could see my people ability, and they could see also, of course, my background in finance, but they were not that interested in that. They were just more interested about my personality and choosing the right candidates to bring.
That's incredibly powerful with Emirates that you're saying that because it's like they saw what was good within you and then they made you play to your strengths. Where you get a lot of companies where it's like, okay, this is what you're doing, stick in your box, where that person could be really good at, for example, social media, but you've got them doing admin work. So
Absolutely.
that's quite powerful.
It's so interesting because even though I do love business, I agree with them. I was never really caught for a finance. Even thought I could do it and I'm good with numbers, I am definitely better with people. So they were able to see that through me, and I'm so glad they did.
Awesome. And then, and how long were you at Emirates for?
I was in Emirates about 4 years.
4 years. Okay. And then what was the next journey from there? And why did you leave?
Absolutely. Well, I left for some personal reasons. I had to go back to Mexico for a short amount of time. My mom was having a surgery, and I really wanted to be there for her.
Mhm.
So I put everything in pause, and I just went to take care of my family, which I'm incredibly proud of. I was there when she needed me the most, and she was very ill. However, now it's like better than before. So clearly, I could be a good nurse as well.
All across the spectrum. Okay.
Yes.
And then so what happened?
From there, I got a very good internship to move to Paris to work since I had already some experience with luxury brands as Emirates. I moved to Paris under an internship for Breitling, the watches. It also had a little to do with aviation because it's a brand that is mostly for pilots. Well, not mostly, but they do have a lot of pilots kind of models, and that they are fascinating. So I was working on that in Paris, and it was beautiful. I love Paris. Paris is just magical. However, inside me, I really wanted something. I was missing recruiting. I was missing the travel. I was missing the girls, and the fact that I was making a difference. That's what it really was all about. Because as happy as I was in Paris, when I was what I was doing in Dubai, it was definitely more meaningful, and I was impacting people's life positively, and that really fulfilled me incredibly. So it was never really about the money or all these other things that you can achieve. It was more about what it was making me feel alive and happy with myself. So I decided to go back to recruitment, but this time for Qatar. And I did that for the last couple of years. I met my husband through there. So that was probably the best part of Qatar Airways. And then I don't know, like also traveling as much is fantastic, but it's been almost 10 years that I've been traveling. And I've seen the most gorgeous places. It's 194 to 96, depends which list you follow, countries in the world. And last time I checked, I've been to about 120. So I thought it was time for me to pack my suitcase and stop that. Like it's very demanding on your body as well. Your sleeping schedules are crazy. So I decided that as wonderful as it was time for me to pass these opportunities to some other girls as well. I saw and I impact as many's life as I could, but it was also starting to impact mine in not such a positive way. So I decided to step up my role, and that's when Soul Academy came to life.
Okay, and let's talk about Seoul Academy. Interesting, by the way, with Qatar Airways as well. So you work for Emirates Qatar. I also really, really like Qatar. I think they're a
Hmm.
fantastic airline. I travel with them all the
Incredible.
time. Very good, very, very good. Before we talk more about airlines, okay, so now Seoul Academy, which is now where you had now transitioned. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? How did, obviously founding that, and what gap did you even see in the marketplace to start that?
Sure. Well, like I just mentioned, my journey started in finance, but deep down, I always felt called to a more meaningful path. The turning point came when I realized that success without fulfillment leaves you like empty. So I transitioned into wellness and empowerment because I want to dedicate my life to help others grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I think it's all about alignment with career and purpose. And
Mm,
when I found Sun Academy, I noticed this gap, as you mentioned, because school prepares us for life, sorry, for your career and for work, but they don't really prepare you for life. No one really tells you how to get over a heartbreak. I think they should really teach that in, in for sure in high school. It will save so many tears to so many people, and emotional intelligence. So many of us we lack the tools for that. for confidence and purpose. So I felt called to create a space. I thought since this doesn't exist and I definitely needed it so much when I was younger, why not create it myself? And Soul Academy was born.
Wow, the solo. But can you talk a little bit about, you're saying they should teach heartbreak in school? I've never heard that before. That's actually quite interesting. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, please?
To be honest, it's actually part of it's a section in my website and one course as well that I give. Is also included in my book. I think that it's like heartbreak recovery lab. They should all give us that when we are in school, because we will all get our heartbreak. The first one is the worst, but then it will happen few times, hopefully not many, but we all will go through that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's important to know the steps to recover because you will, however you don't see it at that point. What I also really involved in my course is like entrepreneurship, like literally just get your ideas into income. They really, no one really teaches that when we are small, and I think it's just so basic life skills that somehow they've been overlooked by how good spelling you are. Like this is just so ridiculous. I think there's definitely more important things in life that we should look into it. It's just a more, it's a different approach to life, where you have actually life skills, and when the test is life itself,
Mm-hmm.
because your success, like I mentioned before, is not gonna necessarily be measured by your achievements, but it's going to be measured by how actually happy you are, how healthy you are, how capable of love you are. And I think that is definitely more valuable.
And also, exactly how, people don't remember what you do, they remember how you make them feel,
Absolutely.
like how did you make people feel? Yeah, so I love that. Okay, so then, even let's go back into the heartbreak. How can someone, let's say, or you can maybe tell us a story that you've had within your life. How can someone deal with heartbreak?
Ooh, where to begin?
I know it's a big question, but yeah.
Where to begin? I think it's important to understand it's just part of life, like anything else. And even though you may feel very strongly about one person, sometimes it's just not right for you. And the acceptance of that with the empowering of letting go, I think is so important. Of course, with the always a positive mindset that I believe things happen for a reason. So if this doesn't work out, something better come along for sure. And I think I am living proof. I mean, I found my husband quite later on in life, and I remind myself every day how lucky I am that I waited. Because there is someone definitely right for you out there. And a heartbreak is sometimes just your path that you have to go through find it.
I love that. I love that. Also, you help women like step into their confidence. What's your biggest, like, in your perspective, what's the biggest barrier that holds women back from embracing who they are?
Ah, I this is a very sensitive topic for me, but I would love to address it. Because I think what holds most of us is self doubt. Really, that's the thing. The biggest thing that hold women back is self doubt. This I don't know, competitiveness for no reason. This in the back of my mind, I'm not good enough, and I should like kind of like do whatever to prove my worth. I think that is the most complicated thing within women. I think owning your worth and recognize it from within makes a huge difference in the way you project yourself and the kind of results that you receive.
Wow, that's quite powerful because, yeah, it's something that, you know, I guess even with society today, that people are still struggling to find that inner who they are with all this social media and AI and so much information. So I think your perspective is quite valuable. Um, Quick question. I noticed, and this is something that I wanted to get into before, but it's just come in
Of
my
course.
mind now. As you're doing Soul Academy, as you're inspired now from where you were to where you are now, leaving a greater impact. Can you talk to us a little bit about going into Toastmasters and having a passion or wanting to get out your speaking?
Of course. Like statistically, people are more afraid of public speaking than to death. It's just so
Crazy.
crazy when you think about it that way. And what is more crazy is that I was one of those people. I would be terrified for just standing up and talk in front of some people. Like it's really not that difficult. Everyone can do it, but somehow for a lot of us, it's difficult. So because I am a person that like to push my limits, because I think it's the only way to growth, I decided that it was about time to get over that silly fear, and I enrolled myself in Toastmasters, and the difference that I seen in myself from the my speech one, that by the way I won my speech one, it's always like a bit competitive. So at the end the judges make there's a panel of judges and they discuss how powerful was your topic and your tone of voice, how many times you do they have an counter.
Mhm.
It's really funny. So it is
Mhm.
kind of very methodic. And yeah, so my first one, which was with improvisation, I end up winning, and that kind of put this fire in me, that it's just all about your mindset. In my mind I couldn't do it. I don't know why I was so afraid, and now I enjoy it so much. And when I look at my videos, for example, my first speech, my second speech, is so endearing to me because I can tell how nervous I was. And now, I mean, of course, it's a journey and I'm still learning so much, but I'm definitely have found this confidence within myself, and I am way more at ease while talking in public or just talking to you, because in reality it's the same thing.
Mhm.
Just in front of more people.
And I love it's the notion of being uncomfortable, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Um,
Absolutely.
and what do you think also made you win?
To be honest, I think I am a very passionate person, and even though I was scared of public speaking, I believe I'm good at communicating. And this is really something very important that you need in public speaking. You need to be able to, more than anything, just you need to be able to communicate your message in a clearly way, and for them to feel passionate about it. you know um, it's really fantastic. And what I love the most is it's almost like selling as well, but in an audience. So you really need to sell your message, you need to pass it across, you need to make people believe in it, of course, if it resonates with them. But I think that's why I won. I am a passionate person, and I guess I passed the message with a lot of passion, so it touched some people.
So do you think, which is very interesting. So do you think that's also what made you thrive in the recruitment roles? Were you able to put that passion and motivate, because in what situation are you motivating people you're recruiting? Because you're recruiting them, right? So I'd actually
Yes.
like to kind of tap into that real quick.
Of course. Well, to be honest, while recruiting, I don't feel that I needed to motivate them that much because they were already motivated.
Correct.
They were already happy to be there, excited about Dubai, excited about the Middle East and traveling the world. So that part was a little bit covered. But I think part of the skills that I take from my recruitment days to Toastmaster is perhaps the people ability and the body language that is so important. I was able to read the room a little bit more, and when I can see people are shifting their attention to something, I can emphasize on things to bring them back to me. And that is definitely a skill that I have learned out of recruitment.
I love that. I love getting into speaking. I think it's so powerful. Even the fact that, like, for your business, if you can speak one to many, it's a game changer, right? And then as you go on, you get
Absolutely.
paid speaking engagements. So it's like that ability to speak one to many is just game changing. And like you said, you got to sell the vision, you got to sell that. So it's interesting. I really love how you said that passion. The passion was what got you through. I really love that.
Thank you.
So, you also mentioned a little bit about your inner child and how that
Mhm.
inspires your work. Can you share a moment, a little bit about your inner child? What do you mean by that?
Of course. I mentioned about my inner child because my inner child inspires me every day. She reminds me to dream big and how to create what I wish I had when I was little. That's how Soul Academy started, really. And honoring her means to me bring compassion and playfulness, authenticity in everything I do. Um, a moment that really shaped me was realizing that creating Soul Academy was not just for me. Sorry, it was not just for others. Was also for me,
For you.
and for this little girl that always believed life could be more meaningful. So I do it a lot for her as well.
I love that. I love that. It kind of plays back into the imagination and how powerful that is.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about social media.
Mhm.
I first met you through Instagram, and yeah, your profile was intriguing. It was out there. It was courageous. It was also very classy. It was very elegant.
Thank
So
you.
talk to us a little bit about your journey on social media, building a personal brand. Like it looks like you kind of always love to do it as well. That's what I can see. That's the vibe I get, because I just kind of read people. But yeah, you let me know yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everyone have a personal brand. Either they know it or not, because our actions and our values, the way we treat people, are already reflecting our brand. And I think the key is to be intentional and aligns your actions with who you truly are.
Align your actions with who you truly are. So how does that come across when you're now doing social media? For let's say that person who's in your position,
Of course.
who wants to, they see Claudia's Instagram, like, wow, she's cool. I want to be like her. Like, how does someone like what does that mean to do it in line with yourself?
Well, I am very intentional about my online presence, basically, because I see social media as a tool to spread light and empowerment in my case. It is like storytelling. And I think it's essential for building any kind of successful business or your personal brand. I think it's, I don't know, like sharing my story, I give others to the permission to see what I'm really about. So I that's what I mean by alignment. Like my social media is intentional. It is part of my message. It's not just a beautiful sunset. It is a beautiful sunset that reminds me of this, that every day. It always have a message behind, and that's why I also thank you so much for the classic compliment. That's why I also have coming from a Latin background where being sexy is so important. And now living in the Middle East is been definitely a conflict in my head, where here everything is a bit more modest, and I have really learned to appreciate it. Now I feel myself in a much modest way than before. I made a transition, and I love it because then I feel people are more able to listen my message in both ways, the way of what I'm saying with my words, but what I'm saying also with my image.
Very interesting because I've also seen like the beauty of a woman, like exactly what you're saying. I sometimes also see it as a marketing tool. That's my marketing mind. Like if I'm around beautiful women, I see that as a marketing tool, and I always tell women to embrace it. But that's very interesting how you said like being in the Middle East, it's more of a modest vibe. But you feel when you're more in the modest vibe, people listen to you more. So what's the balance of seeing the beauty being strong? Because sometimes the beauty just it's the first impression. If like you see someone who's beautiful and then their message is powerful, then but so that's very interesting. Can you talk to us a
Absolutely.
little bit about that?
I feel the most empowered when I'm dressed
Modest.
modestly. and when I'm in a perhaps a full cover suit or in a very elegant dress. And I think it's nothing wrong with being sexy, of course.
Mm,
But
mm,
for example, if I was giving the same message in a bikini, for example, I think it will be distracting.
yeah,
And people will perhaps won't be able to pass that.
yeah.
However, when you saying something and you are matching, aligning how you look, then it becomes just more powerful.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's more like, let's say, in a male perspective, if I was just in a t-shirt and trackies, for
Mhm.
example, maybe even with my shirt off or something, and then I'm in a three-piece suit. Yeah, exactly. Ah, okay, interesting. Because maybe some women may see
The
the
power
part
of
of,
the suit.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But sometimes some people may see that thing of like being in Dubai and, of course, a little bit once they kind of maybe see it as a barrier. But it's interesting how for you, like it actually maybe helped you in this sense, like it propelled you because now people were taking you more serious.
Absolutely. To be honest, I think it is so empowering. Some of the ladies that I have met here in Qatar or in Dubai, and they wear these beautiful abayas that they don't really show even shape, and they just become so alluring, and it's just so fascinating to hear what they have to say, because it's almost like you're removing that external distractions like I mentioned, and you see the person just for who they are, you stare into their eyes, and yeah, it's just beautiful.
I love that. I love that. I think that's such a powerful conversation. But I also, there was something that you said that was quite powerful. And like, I don't want it to go over people's head, but you were talking about the way you use social media, right? And
Mhm.
then you said that you use social media as a tool and with intention. And I
Absolutely.
couldn't agree with you more. Like, again, coming across your profile, but social media is a tool. I make sure we have to post 25 times a day. Why? Because it's a tool. It's not saying like, oh, I'm so important. Oh, no, 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 look at me. No, it's saying, look at this. This is what I care about. This is what's changing lives. This is what's powerful, and that's where that intention comes in, and the strategy that everything I post is for an intention, whether it's
Absolutely.
controversy, whether it's capturing your attention. So what made you tap into the mindset of how can I use social media as a tool where most people use it as a consumer?
Mm. I think social media is just such a powerful amplifier. That's just exactly what it is. And what is even more interesting for me, or what I'm working on, is I wanted to be an amplifier of my legacy. And I want to be able to um, allow people to reach me globally from anywhere they want, just through social media. And that's why I think it should be used with intention. It's a powerful weapon, and it could really harm you if you don't use it properly. And I think ultimately legacy is just shaped by, like you said, consistency and actions in real life. But social media is just the bridge that allows you to share that with the whole world.
It's just a bridge. Yeah.
It's just a
um,
bridge.
um yeah, I think that's a very, very powerful message. And I'm so glad that you said that because I mean it's so true. It's you know there's two types of people. You're either a creator or you're a consumer. Now sometimes it's not
Absolutely.
bad. Sometimes it's not bad to go through things to see what other people are doing, or just get ideas. But yeah, the AI algorithms have gotten so good that they're going to turn, either you'll be either one or two, either you're a creator or consumer. So it's powerful to use it in a powerful way.
I mean, the amount of time that all of us spend in the mobile phone every day is already ridiculous. So then you have a choice. Like you said, you are going to be a consumer of a lot of good things. I'm not saying you have to be a bad consumer, a lot of positive things and a lot of good podcasts like yours to really inform yourself and grow. But you can also, if you're already going to be spending so much time and energy on the phone, may as well be a creator, and may as well be a creator of something positive, something that can make the world better. It's just fascinating. Everyone can do it. All you need is a phone and connection.
There we go. I love that. I think that incredibly powerful there. So, as we start to wrap up, I want to
Mhm.
touch on a few things before we go through our quick fire questions. You mentioned it before, and I want to go back on what you mentioned, but legacy. what does legacy look like for you?
Oh, I think, okay, I believe legacy is more about who you are, your
Mhm.
character, your kindness, your courage. And for me, the big lesson compared to, let's say, my achievements is that achievements will fade, but your legacy and the way you make people feel, it will endure.
The way you make people feel. So, like, what will Claudia be remembered for when it's all said and done?
Oh, what a good question. I I don't know, years from now, I hope people say that Claudia Rodriguez help others believe in themselves and live with purpose. And they design a life that they truly love. Like my book. Literally it just calls like that. So that is what I want my legacy to be about. And I want my legacy to be about a woman that not only spoke about transformation, but that also embodied it. And I want this to create ripples of positive change all over the world. I am deeply passionate about this.
Wow, wow. Truly, truly amazing. I love that. And that's what it's all about, right? How can you leave a legacy beyond yourself? And people will be watching your content on YouTube, on social media, even when you're no longer here. So, that's quite powerful. So,
The
what's next
connection,
now?
I think, is important.
Yeah, exactly. And that goes actually also back to personal branding, right? It's that people want to connect now more than ever. I always say people buy from people, not dogs, not cats don't buy from
Absolutely.
you. It's people. So what's next for you in Soul Academy? Are there projects, retreats, any collaborations that you're really excited about?
I am excited about it all.
No, I saw
um,
you. I could saw you. You were waiting for me to hurry up and uh, answer the question so I can answer. Yeah, go on.
no, I think what excites me the most is, like you said, I'm expanding Soul Academy, launching more digital courses, publishing my book very soon in Amazon, and eventually, yes, like you said, hosting retreats in nature, where people can really reconnect with themselves and with others in a deeper level. I'm also excited about collaborations with other leaders, where we can share our vision and empower the world.
Wow. When will the book be out?
I believe, I mean, I'm going to make the big launch in Qatar this month. I haven't really finalized the date, but in Amazon, it's going to be available within 5 days.
5 days. Okay, so what I'll do, we'll put the link. You'll send it to me as soon as it is
Absolutely.
out.
Oh, that'll be fantastic. Thank you.
No
Then my
worries.
book is called Journey to a Life You Truly Love. And it's about the power of designing just that. You're not supposed to just live your life, you can thrive. And it's like a manuscript of step by step what you need to do, what it worked for me and what I'm very sure is going to work for you. It's mostly positive psychology and mindset. And I think the title, it goes very well with my particular story, since I've been on a journey around the world, and as a compilation of all this wisdom that I acquire from many places in the world, and how it led me to now a life that I truly love, not just one that it was okay. It's a life that I truly love when I am deeply in love, when I am doing something that I'm passionate about, where I am healthy with good relationships, amazing friends, and I mean, you can have it all. You really can.
You can. I love that advice. You really can have it all. So no, we'll definitely put that, the book in the description. We can't wait to see more from you, hear more from you. I think
Thank
that's
you.
really powerful, and we'll keep in touch and to see your progress in how you're doing, and even with the retreat. So that looks really exciting. Okay,
Thank you.
so what we're going to do, we're going to go through our quick fire questions. We like our quick fun facts on personal branding. So
Okay,
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. So, do you believe everyone has a personal brand, even if they don't build it intentionally?
Oh, I think I already spoke about it. Absolutely. Everyone have a personal brand, either they're aware of or not, like just by the way you talk, your topics, the way you speak, the way you smell, everything is personal
Mm,
branding. Everything is business and everything is selling. Even though you are not consciously doing so, this is just how our brain is wired. We are
mm,
constantly consuming other people's um, or to put it one way. And you can decide to do it intentionally, just so it really reflects of who you are. That I think
mm,
that is the most fantastic way. Or you can just go through life, no idea of what to do with your personal brand, but you still have one for sure.
mm. You still have one, even when you don't know you have one.
For sure.
Um, is consistency more important than perfection when it comes to your personal brand?
Absolutely. Consistency build trust. Perfection is not realistic.
Mhm.
And showing authentically and regularly creates credibility and connection. So, absolutely.
Wow, I love that. It's so true. Consistency does build trust. Um, do you think your legacy will be remembered more for who you are than what you've achieved? Which is an interesting one.
Absolutely. I think I mentioned this before as well, but I think my legacy will endure for much longer than what any of my achievements would. Like I said, I think those fade, and what it really matters is the difference that you make in the world, regardless of how many PhDs you have. If you are able to make a connection and transform a person's life, that is way more long lasting than any
Mm,
other kind of achievement you may have.
I honestly love that. I honestly love that. It's very true. It's more about, what did I do? Because, you can do all your achievements, but like you can't take that away with you. But,
And we
you
all
know,
gonna die, exactly. We all gonna die, and if anything, the only way that we can still be in this world is through people's hearts and through people's minds, and they keep talking about you. That's really the only way. Your achievements and PhDs and how much money you make, it just won't last that long.
not that long. Exactly. Okay. We have two more questions. Would you say personal branding is just as important for leaders because you have a lot of CEOs and big people who, lots of people who are making huge money and you don't hear about them. They're very quiet. By the way, I was just even thinking, who's even the CEO of Emirates? Like, do you know?
Yeah, of course, Tim Clark.
Oh, okay. So he's got a personal brand?
Yes. And
Okay.
to be honest, he's just such a big visionary. I love what he's done. He his personal brand, which I also love, is a very human one. It's a very approachable one. It's a person that not only makes you feel, this is a reality as well, that you know that doing business with them is not just about the money. He's like a human person, he will take the right decisions, he will be kind, he is not and I don't want to say too much name, but he's not a Donald Trump that he in his book is like do everything kick ass, step on people, it doesn't matter. This one is a human person. He's very kind. He is. It's just nice to get involved in business with someone like that. That is not gonna like stab you back, and that that you of course gonna be in challenges, because in business there's always challenges, but it's almost like marrying someone. You know what I mean? You wanna you wanna be married, or you wanna do business with someone that that even through the hard times, they're gonna be able to put their feelings aside and they're gonna do what's right. Not just what is in their best interest, but just what is right.
Right. So you feel like under his leadership, he's done an amazing job.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And just quick question, just on that. Is there anything that you learned that he's done as a CEO just within the whole infrastructure of Emirates, like that you noticed, like, wow, this is very well run?
Yes, I always love his open door policy. I just thought that it was amazing that someone of his level and with so many responsibilities and things to do every day, every single person in the company one day could have, like, I don't know, like a very serious issue, like I had as well when my mother was sick. And you can just shoot him an email, literally, and I mean, as well in his schedules, but you will get a meeting with him within that week. So I think it's just incredible how really invested he is in his people, not just in the company but in the people that works for him. And I think that just creates a very deep respect in the company for him. And what's better to lead that with respect, not with fear, with respect. And I think that's why Emirates is being able to thrive so much as well, because the employees are truly happy to work there. I was truly happy to work there. And I knew that if there was an issue, I will be looked after. And it's not just like, oh, sorry, too bad, you just have this issue, disregard. Like in so many other companies, you're just really a number. I never really felt that in Emirates. And his open door policy for me is just it's something that everyone should do, because it's true at the end of the day, also as a smart business decision, when your employees are happy where they are working, and when they're happy with you, they work better, they work more efficient, they get sick less. It's just really incredible. And it just comes from not even that hard, it just comes from this human touch. And I also used to love the fact that they used to organize a lot of team building kind of parties and things. So it really helps you to connect with more people within the same organization, and it builds this sense of family and really a team that you are proud to be part of.
I love it. I love it. I think we can end it there. And to be honest, you could totally see it. So that makes so much sense. But yeah, thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much for your time. You've truly been an amazing and inspiration, and I can't wait to see your progress. I can't wait to see you inspire the world and speak on stages and keep, living that mission and vision, especially from what that little girl always wanted from you. So you're
Oh,
doing very
thank you
well, and
so
I'm proud of you.
much. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor to speak with you. I also really respect and I admire all the amazing work that you're doing. You're also inspiring a lot of people, and I love that you're putting this platform for people like myself, some other people, to just put their message out there. Is just so amazing, and I'm very grateful for you and for what you're doing. And I'm more than happy to pass you the link for the book if anyone is interested. It will be just amazing. Like, I think, yeah, within 5 days. It depends of their location how long would it take, but in Amazon it's gonna be shipped worldwide.
Quickly. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Claudia. We're looking forward to it, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you so much. You have a great day, and definitely speak to you soon.
Thanks, Claudia. Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
And